Hello. I'm gonna show you something I've been kind of looking at. I don't know if it makes any sense to you or not, but barely makes sense to me. But here's the thing. This is a tool that's produced by NOAA. It's a satellite uh, instrument of some sort that picks up these anomalies, okay? And they're OLR anomalies, which is outgoing long-range radiation. It's most likely related. I can't really say for sure, but I don't understand it completely. But I think it's related to high energy ions or protons that interact with the atmosphere and the surface of the earth and ground and all this stuff. So the thing is, I learned this from or saw it on watching some other earthquake people who kind of follow earthquakes, and they were talking about how they use this OLR anomaly tool to predict earthquakes ahead of time. And it's interesting. I don't know what the government uses this for, but there is a interesting correlation between when these anomalies, these really like bright red areas, or maybe the super dark areas, these big changes, there's usually an earthquake correlation. So, like for instance, here on the 10th, let's move forward. Okay, the 11th, you can see there's some activity right in here along this area. There's anomalies there. There's anomalies up in this area. Let's see all that purple right in there. And then you go on, you see the purple in this area here. Boom, boom. Notice how it's really kind of covering this area. Kind of come across there. See that big bright blast in this area? Now you'll notice up here, in the northern, up at kind of Canadian area and stuff. And that's the 13th. Here's the 14th. See that it kind of got really bright down in here. But let's take a look at this. 15th, you have this big purple spot right here. It's not normally there. You normally have mostly white spots, which are just, no changes most of the time across the top part of the U.S. here. You got this purple spot here, which is an anomaly. It's kind of interesting, and kind of goes away the next day. So interesting thing about that is, let's take a look here. Okay, let's go here. And what do we have today? We had a 3.0 earthquake in Virginia. A very unusual place to have an earthquake, but it was following this anomaly here. See, on the 15th, it's almost like 48 hours. It's almost like a 48-hour deal. If you see an anomaly somewhere, you should expect some sort of unrest in the ground in that area, especially if there's, fault lines or something like that. Some places you may have an anomaly, but there's not really any fault lines there. So the energy chain doesn't translate to the tectonic plate, usually translates into the weather, like the atmosphere gets changed. Typically storms brew, or the temperature changes really rapidly for some reason. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. But take a look at all of the earthquakes in the last 7 days around the world. Look at that. You don't have a whole lot of earthquakes in Africa that you know about, because there's not a lot of seismic Richter scale devices. But look at all those earthquakes. Look at that down in there. Bam, bam. And this is, see how deep that one is? How far off the ground that thing is how deep it is in the ground. We've had some really deep ones over here right off the coast of Australia and New Zealand. So, but you'll notice here we've had a Texas quake, 3.5 over here near Snyder, Texas. Okay, Gobs over there in Oklahoma at the fracking operations. And then you got Gobs over here in California. And a lot of people don't realize this. Most of this stuff this is like a volcanic field in here. Lots of volcanic, what they call it ancient volcanic domes, and I wouldn't call them that ancient. But then you have this. Remember that purple spot I told you up there? There's that earthquake. See this purple spot up here, and let me see. Go back one. There it is. Bam. See all that up in there, and then you end up with an earthquake. And it's almost correlated like 48 hours. Unusual spot. Look at all this. Nothing along here. And they say, and you know who they are, they say when you got a lot of activity above and below that there should be pressure building here somehow, and that we should expect an earthquake in this area here. But look at all that Alaskan stuff. Bazinga. Bam zingo. Look at all that. That's just incredible. There's a lot of shaking going on, you know what I'm saying? There's look at all the gobs and gobs and gobs of earthquakes over there in Puerto Rico. I think they're drilling or something. They got to be doing something there because there's just constant earthquakes there. Yeah. So, it's all right. Don't nobody worry about it. It's going to be fine. We'll just, the earth's going to crack open, catch on fire, burn down, whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They can't do that to you. And if they do, don't worry about it.